All right, I'd like to call to order the Village of Marvin Parks, Recreation, and Greenways Board meeting here on February 1st at 9:14 a.m. First item is to determine a quorum with myself, Bob Nunnenkamp, and Dan Wilson. We do have a quorum as well as our council liaison, Kimberly Vandenberg. Next item on the agenda is the adoption of the agenda. Do I hear a motion on the table to adopt the agenda as written?
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All right. The adoption of the previous minutes, these were in our package. And does anybody have any questions, edits, or things to request on the previous minutes from January 25th? Do I hear a motion on the table to adopt the January 25th, 2022 minutes as they are written?
So moved.
Second? All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All right. Next item on the agenda is public comment period, and there's nobody on the list. And who's Janine?
She's a resident of Meadow Lark.
Janine, are you interested in speaking for public comment?
No, just here to listen, I think, today.
Okay, thank you so much. Just wanted to make sure.
Thank you.
All right, so there's no public comment. Next agenda item number B is public facilities managers update. So Derek, please go ahead.
Only thing I was going to update you guys on was Tullamore Phase 3. You may or may not know that Council agreed to push that up onto this fiscal year. So I'm working hard to make that happen. Hunter and I walked it last week with the trail builder, and we're going to propose a new easement. It's a little shorter and it's more connected per se to the Amber Meadows Trail. So the old easement that I think was provided by the developer kind of went more north and shot out towards Ray Road and literally just stopped because there's the county line, you know, of the property there that actually touches Ray Road. So this proposal kind of wraps around the cul-de-sac and the homes that are there, and then brings more potential for connectivity to Amber Meadows in. So I'm working with the homeowners and the HOA to get their blessing before we take it to council to get approval for it to be resurveyed. We'd have to get a whole new easement done, provided by the HOA.
Can we keep the existing easement in case we do want to ever connect?
Yeah, I'm sure we can.
So help me out. So right now, Tullamore Phase 2 comes up to the road. And if you cross the road, you can pick up the Amber Meadows sidewalk and connect over the Amber Meadows Trail.
Tullamore Phase 2 goes to, connects to one of their sidewalks.
Correct.
At the
bottom of
the cul-de-sac on Rocky
correct.
Hollow.
Correct.
It's kind of way back there.
Right. And if you cross the cul-de-sac, you pick up a sidewalk and you can go to the Amber Meadows Trail. We do it all the time.
Yeah, but you got to walk through the neighborhood, down the sidewalk,
right.
et cetera, et cetera.
So where's this trail? Where's this connector going?
This connector would connect Phase 2 around to, it's right near the retention pond that divides Amber Meadows and Tullamore.
Right.
Austin, if I send you something, can you put it on the screen?
No, I don't have my email tied to this computer.
Can I put anything on that screen?
If it's in the V drive, I can pull it up.
But this won't connect all the way over the Amber Meadows Trail, correct?
If
If you email it to me, I can share the screen.
it'll come very, very close to it.
So it'll come up near the fence line behind that retaining pond.
Yes.
Okay. So I walk that woods all the time. That'll be a beautiful hike. Really would.
Does that connect to the Amber Meadows Trail on the backside, down by the creek?
That's the goal. We'll either need to get an easement granted from Pulte on that little corner there, that's county, or we can look and see where actually Amber Meadows Marvin property starts. There's a stake in the woods there that if that's Marvin, we can kind of tuck in that line and cut over. Yeah, more or less. Dan, did you get an email from me?
I did, thank you. I'll bring that up now. Here, I think I can figure that out. Hold on.
Here's Amber Meadows right.
Yeah.
She's still
applied for the job.
This is where it currently ends.
She's my girlfriend.
Yeah. And it's going to come back up over here.
She's good.
Well, there's a retaining pond and a fence line, barbed wire fence line that runs all the way back through here, left of the creek, and it's covered in deer. It's absolutely covered in deer.
Deers?
Oh yeah.
I had a
Deers.
record. I had 13 in the yard last night.
There's an old deer stand up over the creek. I'm sure Derek's seen it. I bet back in the day.
Dirk.
That was something.
Dirk.
There she is.
Derek, is this? I apologize. I feel like I'm not remembering correctly. But right now, when I do it, I come this way.
Yeah, so go back
This
to,
is new right here.
correct. So that would be sort of like the first half of phase 3, and we actually have an easement for that. And that's actually not bad. It's 1,000, 1,100 or so linear feet. And then the red would be sort of the new proposed easement, because otherwise it takes off and kind of goes up and to the right and just out into nowhere. Yeah.
Does that run along that creek? You see where it says the little creek there? Does it run along that trail or
The easement or
the easement? Like you see where the creek comes in from the upper left?
All right, I'm bringing up the rest of the map because I think it'll be easier to see when you go into oops.
we can't see anything on our end.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. I gotta share my real screen, not just that one. Hold on one second.
And I'm asking that, I'm just wondering, is there some point there that you end up having to traverse that creek? I think we spoke about that potentially if we were going to the commercial development at one point, but.
Yeah, if we were to go out there, we'd have to cross that.
Okay,
creek.
there's the creek, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Here's the creek, and here's where it's moving around.
Okay, and that's what I was wondering, was whether,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so it's still on this side of that creek.
Yeah. So
But
Amber
where is it
Meadows.
gonna come in? Oh,
And kind of here's where we want to get to, right there. If we
Right.
Yeah, Amber
Let's start
Meadows
right here.
is kind of right there. It just kind of ends.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then.
So wait. Dan, go back to the other one with the red and the yellow, please. So that's Rocky Hollow, but where is, oh wait, Rocky Hollow is in Amber Meadows too, right?
Mhm.
They keep, okay.
This is
They
the
have-
first house in Amber Meadows.
Got it, okay.
So the trail is
Not good
right
there.
here.
So can we connect, I know you want to go from here to here, but can we connect there to there too?
Yeah.
Well, that's why I circled that, because that would just kind of be optional.
Okay,
If
but
they-
you
if they
really
wanna
want
walk
to
in,
go
but
that
I really
way.
want to go that way.
I got it, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Gotcha.
That'd be great. Walk.
Thank you, Dan.
no, thanks. I'm excited. This is a cool trail.
It is.
Yeah, so that was just a long update there, sorry. Just the ball's rolling and
That's beautiful trail.
HOA's on board.
Super.
Just got to get some, I guess, permission from the homeowners, and Hunter's going to work with me.
Bob, is that not to change the subject, but is there a tire pile you wanted to get at this winter?
Well, that's over at the beginning of the Tullamore Trail on the left. Have you seen it, Dan?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I was hoping to get the Eagle Scouts or somebody involved in the tire cleanup and tie that into Trees for Trash with the North Carolina Wildlife Federation, because we get X number of trees for every pound of trash we collect.
Oh, cool.
Those tires weigh a ton. So we would be able to get a lot of free trees to plant at the elementary schools. And,
We might be.
I'm guessing this is not the snaky season, so.
no, this is the time to do it if we get at it.
Well, if you wanted
I
to
ain't
help
going.
with that, just let me know. I'm excited to get out there and
Okay.
carry stuff.
That might be a good project for like the football team or something.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
a pretty big tire dump. It's probably got 50, 60 tires on
Oh,
it.
wow.
In the woods?
Where is it?
Yeah.
Right after you start on the Tullamore Trail, over at the left on the other side of the creek.
So it's on Marvin Creek property?
I don't know whose property that is.
Oh, that might be more,
If you
yeah.
cross the creek, it's Marvin Creek.
Oh, yeah, that's
side.
Marvin Creek's property. Because it is.
It's okay, I'm sure they wouldn't mind if we cleaned it up.
No,
Is it clogging the creek? 'Cause
no.
It is
No,
clogged.
it's far enough back.
So it's clogging the creek, Bob?
No.
Is that what you're saying, it's clogging the creek?
No.
Is that what I'm hearing?
Oh, it is.
It's clogging the
Okay.
creek, so we have
I
to
guess
get out
I
and clean it up?
am. Yes, Your Honor.
So what I'm hearing you say is,
Well,
All right,
we're-
I'm done. Thank y'all.
thank
Okay.
you.
Next
Have to get
item,
another
C, unfinished business. Number 1 is discuss and consider recommendation of Heritage Subdivision sketch plan.
Okay, I have to call Hunter for this because he's
Yeah.
not here yet. One sec.
He said to call him, he said he was almost here, but he said we could stall or call him.
Kim, do your waiting on.
Is there,
Oh.
Okay, I'm calling him.
Is there a change to what was proposed?
No, but they've had the public input meeting now.
Oh, his comments note is.
Yes, sir.
It's time.
All right. I was hoping I could make it. I'm like less than 2 minutes, but we're good.
Yeah, you ain't gonna get 10 minutes.
Did we switch table this until after the Eagle Scout discussion?
Well,
I
it's
don't
fine.
think everybody can hear me.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So this is the Heritage Subdivision Plan. You guys have seen it in your previous 2 meetings. We just did have you guys make a recommendation just because the applicant had to hold their PIM meeting as their first requirement before we went through the next steps of the application process. The applicant held their PIM meeting last Wednesday, had very good turnout in both sessions, about 15 to 20-ish people either in person or online for each session. A lot of good discussion and comments out of it. One of the biggest ones, and this even kind of came up during the planning board review last month, was about the view shed buffer and the back property, the properties that let Meadowlark and their tree perimeter save buffer. The current proposal is compliant with our ordinance. However, our ordinance does allow for a reduction in that front view shed buffer of 285 feet, which then in theory could be added on to the back property line, where it really wouldn't alter the site plan too much. I mean, it was just kind of shifted, but that is something that could only be decided and approved by council. I think the applicant is aware of that, and that's something that can be discussed. But other than that, there was no other significant or I think major comments of concern or anything else out of the PIM.
I think when we last met, Hunter, with the applicant, that we had a discussion about that little extension of the internal sidewalk to kind of get over toward the roundabout, and they seemed pretty amenable to that and said that they would kind of come up with some of their own recommendations for how to do that. Has any of that come back to you?
Ben Kuhn is on the call. If you would, if you might want to direct that to him. I do remember that conversation, but I'll let Ben maybe answer that.
Hey Ben, are you there?
Yes, yes, so we're currently working on the grading plan and working on that area between lots 9 and 10. Union County Public Works won't allow us to put a sidewalk in that particular easement that will service the sewer and water extensions. However, we do have room, and it looks like the grading will work out such that we can put a small connecting walking trail that would meet the village's ordinance to get up to the roundabout with this layout.
So you're saying more of a natural trail versus a paved one?
Pardon?
Do you mean a natural one can go there versus a paved one, or are you talking about a different spot?
No, I mean, we could put whichever type of trail the village has a preference with through there, whether it's a natural or whether it's paved. It just can't go in the utility easement, so I'll have to tag on another 10-foot easement. But I have plenty of room on those lots to do that. It doesn't affect the lot size, and it looks like it won't affect the grading based on some of our preliminary grading plans.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate your being here to answer that.
Sure.
Is there any other questions about either for myself or the developer in regard to the site plan, the sketch plan proposal?
Doesn't sound like it.
Well, all that I need.
This is Dan. I just had one quick question.
Oh, hold
I know
on.
the designs. We talked about integrating the. I know it's not the responsibility here. We're integrating, some kind of safety measures for pedestrians who are going to access that roundabout and access the other side. The only question I have is, where is the roundabout layout here on the plans? Is that from an actual thing from OT, or where's that from? From a design that exists, or is that just made up?
No, I think that's from DOT, Dan. Do you hear me?
That is from the DOT construction plans. It's an overlay layer that they gave us to show on the plans.
Okay. No, I mean, not germane to this. So I will bring up my same question later about more interfacing with DOT to make sure there's safety there. Not germane to this.
Okay. Anything else,
All right.
Hunter?
Well, if there's no other additional questions or comments from the board, then I am looking for you guys to make a recommendation today. Since the applicant has met all the procedure requirements, submittal requirements now of our subdivision ordinance, first step is that PIME, and the second step is a recommendation from the PR&G board for the council's consideration. So I would, it's staff recommendation to go ahead and recommend approval. But I will let you guys, discuss and decide your recommendation.
I have a question. What exactly are we approving? I don't quite understand.
The plan, just the sketch plan.
Yep.
That you're good with it, you're good with the layout, you're good with the buffer, you're good with.
And would we?
I am not comfortable approving that. I'll approve that we've talked about the trail and I am good with how it's going to connect up, but I don't know that I would approve, that I've thought about enough and would approve of the plans. I'm not sure that's my place. I don't know how that's our.
Well, and I think, Dan, what they're looking for is our recommendation to council. So if that's correct, is it my understanding that council would still then be able to follow up?
Yes.
Yes,
On the items
council
that
can
we-
make whatever demands they want before they make a decision on it.
So we're approving the concept.
You're making
We're
making a recommendation.
to
You're
council
saying-
to
you're
take it
saying-
up.
Yes.
We say that we like it, or we say we don't like it. So
So-
either way, you're making your recommendation to council.
So we're not finalizing it.
You are
No.
not finalizing anything. You're just
No.
giving
And
the Parks Rec and Greenway Board's opinion on if you guys like it, And if you don't like it, why don't you like it? And then giving that recommendation to council.
And this is only the sketch plan. It's going to have to come back for the construction plans and the final.
No,
Yep.
Correct. And just to clarify too, is I know like some of the stuff about like that nature path and stuff, that can be, you guys can recommend the approval and make it contingent upon that council/staff being discussed with the developer on those specific items.
Yeah, so
Those are
Dan,
kind of those requests by PR&G. Those are valid, comment or that could be a part of the motion. That once again, then council, can take that into consideration as well as staff can work towards that as well.
so Dan, are there specific things that if we were to make a recommendation to council, that we have reviewed this and have a positive outlook on it, contingent upon, for example, extending a sidewalk towards the roundabout? Is there something else that specifically concerns you that we'd want to make sure council is aware of if we were to make the recommendation to them?
No, I just am uncomfortable with the language that we're approving this site plan. I mean, we are, in my opinion, the only thing we're approving is that we agree that connectivity to the trail and the way we've discussed is a good idea. In terms of the buffers and the view sheds and how many houses are on it, and I do not, why would we be approving that?
Dan, you're not. You're making a recommendation to council that you guys are good with what you see or you're not good with what you see, but you're not approving the sketch plan. You're just making a recommendation to council.
I would make a motion that we would recommend to council that integration to this trail and the way discussed would be acceptable to our board. I'm not sure how far,
I don't know what that motion means.
how far do we go into approving view sheds and things like that?
Well, Dan, I mean, you're not approving the view shed. You're just making a recommendation. All of the view shed and everything that's on this plan is within our ordinances.
Correct.
So, I mean, this is basically a by right neighborhood. So, this is what the village allows.
Got it. So I'm comfortable saying what I said basically in a motion. I'd be fine with that.
You need to restate the motion clearly, please.
Okay, so I would, and tell me if this is not what you guys are after or meeting what you're needing, but I would say that I would move to recommend to council that with the changes that we requested regarding trail connectivity, that there would be adequate access provided by this plan to the village's trails.
You need to state in the motion what changes you're referring to.
Should we also identify that those would be shown on a previous drawing for review?
So whenever this goes before council for final review, any changes that this board recommends or the planning board recommends would have to be on that final version for council to approve.
So let me take a swing at it, Dan.
Thank you.
Do I hear a motion on the table to provide a positive recommendation for council to consider this plan based upon the contingency that a pathway would be installed by the developer to allow access to the Village of Marvin trails and roundabout?
Can I make a suggestion? This will be easier. Recommend approval contingent upon the construction of a connecting trail from the subdivision to the roundabout.
See, that's what I'm uncomfortable with. I'm not recommending approval of anything. I'm just recommending that whatever they approve has to include the trail.
You guys recommend it with one holdout?
If someone wants to
I mean, if Dan doesn't want to approve it, you still have quorum. And if Bob and John are fine with it, you're still going to have it. And if they don't approve it, that is just the recommendation that is coming to the council.
Correct.
I guess I'm not quite sure why that's our charter to approve plans.
Dan,
It's in the
Dan,
ordinance.
just-
As it
yeah,
relates to the greenways and trails,
Let
that
Hunter
we're
explain it.
kind of in charge of.
yeah, just to clarify, so in our ordinance, any type of subdivision that we receive, the first step is that the applicant has to hold a public involvement meeting, and then it goes to PRG for consideration and to make a recommendation to council for approval. It's pretty much a by right plan, everything is compliant to our standards, meets our ordinances. It's really just a step in the process. There's not much that I understand, like you don't understand what you're looking at and necessarily making that recommendation on, but it just has to go through this process. That's why it's being brought to you guys. And in some other cases there are, and for example, like the Preserve and some other previous subdivisions, there's more greenway or either parks and recreation, open space type amenities in that are more of your purview to review, but in this one, this doesn't have that necessarily.
So,
So we're just following an established process.
correct.
Yes.
And so my suggestion would be, if you two are okay with it, one of you make the recommendation to go forward with council as presented, and then if Dan doesn't feel comfortable with it, he can vote no.
The second thing I was going to add about that connectivity to that trail is that we do have the language in our ordinance to consider for that fee in lieu option. And like, that's what we're calling. So,
How can we see what this sounds like? Take a stab at it.
but
Something.
it could be, yeah. You guys can make a recommendation of approval contingent. I mean, and contingent upon that this or requesting that the developer look into putting that connectivity from the development to the roundabout, and for council to consider a fee in lieu if he does not if the developer does not choose to do so.
I mean, it sounds
Well,
like
fee
they're
in
going
lieu is
to.
only if they're required.
Well, they're gonna be required to, and they're very amenable to doing it.
Yeah,
So, I'd like to see it on the plans
okay.
before council sees it. Hint, hint.
All right, so do I hear a motion on the table to provide a recommendation to council to approve, to
Yeah.
consider the sketch plan as presented contingent upon the interconnected trail in the northeast corner to the roundabout?
There you go.
So moved.
I'll second. All in favor say aye. Aye.
All opposed?
Hey,
Opposed? Nay. There we go. So 2-1.
There you go.
Thank you, Dan.
That's all I got. Sorry, I just got here. I think that's all I got for that. But yeah, so so that will go to planning board next. They've also seen it twice now, but once again, because of the procedural thing, condition came before there. So they will discuss it at their upcoming meeting in 2 weeks, and then it will be on council's agenda for consideration in March.
And Dan, I know where you're coming from, and maybe at one of our future council meetings, we'll get a better understanding of what our purview is over some of these things, just to make sure.
no
that we
problem.
get a
I think I'm gonna always fight for more green space, and so if I know that's my job on this board with approval authority, I'll do that.
Sounds good. All right, item number 2 in unfinished business is Eagle Scouts project update.
Yeah, let me just give everybody a real quick update. Derek's pretty much up to speed, but we have 2 projects currently going. We have a gentleman, an Eagle Scout, Eric Brockman, who is currently working on the signage for Ether Park. He's going to be getting up with Derek this week. He's going to pick up the signs, and he's going to take those back to his place, where his workshop or wherever he's doing the signs. So that work's being done this week. So the intent is to have the sign up by the end of February. In fact, it has to be up by the end of February because he's got to have everything done prior to a birth date. So he's got a deadline he's working toward. So we're going to be looking at a sign here soon.
That's exciting.
Or he gave it to me.
So the second project is.
Can I add on to that?
Sure. Yeah.
It's positive.
Yes, it's positive. Good.
If it's not, then no.
Yeah, no.
Just, so once again, based off our ordinance and stuff, it had to go, have a sign permit and have the DRB, which is planning board's, approval. They did approve that at their January meeting. February just has to affirm that decision. It's on their consent agenda unless somebody on council decides not to want to put up the sign. Then you guys will be fully, like then the application can actually be issued to have the sign installed.
Basically, you're gonna be good.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, because I don't want Hunter to invest in all.
No, that's,
the wood.
well, and that's why I wanted to add, so yeah, pretty much that the DRB's already approved it, then, like I said, it just goes to council for their affirmative, which will be on their agenda next week, and then when they do that, then I can actually issue the permit for the sign to be placed.
Okay. So everything's marked, so,
Yeah.
so he knows where to put it. We've been out there and walked it, and so we ought to be good.
I don't see council saying that.
Well, the second project we have currently going is with a young man by the name of Sebastian Ridgway. And he's doing the 3-bin compost, which will be at the end of the community garden. We've determined the location. He's working on all the drawings. He's doing a CAD drawing for the compost bin, submitting it to the Eagle Scouts. Once that process is completed, he's going to begin the construction. So hopefully by the spring, we'll have a 3-bin compost bin out by the community garden.
Yahoo.
And then I guess our third project, when we get a volunteer, will be for trailhead signs. Kim Vandenberg had recommended that we take a look at that. I think it's a great idea. And it's on our website to be completed. So that'll be up and coming. But anyway, we got 2 great projects going, and hopefully we'll have them completed here in the near term.
And just to add about the tribes, because I know as you've seen with the previous other big sign, our sign ordinance is kind of all over the place. Those trailhead signs should be no issue. Just need to know, like, I think there's one, if it's under a certain size, I mean, we just put it on a.
No, we wanting them to look like a state park sign.
Yeah, like on a wooden post.
Yeah, something very attractive, something that'll stay.
That are on existing, would we do any on existing, like, speed limit?
No, I want like a wooden post.
Okay.
This would be like at the beginning of a trailhead,
Okay.
not visible from the road.
Yep.
Then there's no issue
Yeah,
there at all.
because of neighborhood HOA constraints, so on and so forth.
Okay, yeah, that should be no issue for
On a
them.
post.
Yeah, okay. I didn't know if we were thinking about having like something like,
Like Tullamore Trail this way.
yeah, like at the road.
No.
Okay,
Like at the beginning of the trail.
No, these would
Okay.
be very attractive trailhead signs.
perfect. Yeah, we can make it work.
Okay. Bob, thank you again too for staying on these Eagle Scout things.
Appreciate
They're
it.
great for the kids and great for the community.
Yes, thank you, Bob.
Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you, Bob.
Dan, now if we could get some young men to help us move tires, we'd be good.
I like the football idea.
Harvey can try, but he might be a little bit small.
Unfinished business, item number 3, discussion of 22 Marvin Day celebration. I know we just had our meeting last week with the workshop, but we'll go through our list and we can start with Kim.
Can I make a request that we start with Dan, since we did not get to food trucks, and I feel like that is very important for us to get to.
Dan, you ready
Put
for
you on the
that?
spot, Dan, sorry.
Yeah, I'm ready for that.
Okay.
I'm happy to start if you want. That's no
Awesome.
problem.
Go ahead.
I think I had 2 questions or 3 questions coming out of the call the other day. The first one is, you guys okay with us making commitments for minimum dollar spends? Because I think there was some discussion about that, not thankfully, people not wanting to do that, but I kind of think we have to.
Take that to council next week. Do you want to take that to council next week?
I mean, I feel like Joe was adamant that if we have the car show, that people are not gonna, they're going to know that they're gonna get whatever their minimum is.
Well, that's only for the ones that'll be at the car show.
So, I think that's what we need to figure out. Well, Dan, I'm fine saying like a
I don't
minimum.
think there's like eating your cake and having it too. If we think there's enough, we should guarantee it if we want the ones we want.
Yeah,
if not, it's going to be a scramble to get somebody.
No, that's
In my opinion.
yeah, that's-
Talk to folks.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. I don't see a problem guaranteeing it because we're gonna spend that amount of money. So if they need like a $500 guarantee, say we'll guarantee they're gonna sell at least 500, and if we don't, we'll make up the difference, but I see no problems. I would like to know what their minimum, like what their guarantee numbers are.
Well, and the
So the
only,
smaller trucks, their minimum is about 500, and the larger trucks, it's about 1,000. So the ones I've been talking to, I've been trying to make it easy where we just get one that stays at the car show and then, is at the car show and then stays on site because they don't have to move, and they seem to be okay with that, and they'd be there in the evening, so we could, have less folks to deal with. And that minimum guarantee, went through both events. So if we told them, if they had a minimum of 1,000, we could apply that to both the car show and the second event, the evening events.
Yeah. So I think the first thing that we need to do is figure out how many we need, where we need them, and when we need them, and then we can figure out what type we want where.
the
So
other,
the guidance I have is that we need coffee truck in the morning from 7 to 9. We need a
And that would,
one.
hold on, Dan, and that's in Marvin Elementary, right?
Yes, that's
Okay.
at Marvin Elementary School.
Okay, and that's from 7 to 9.
They wanted the coffee truck I found. They wanted a minimum of $400.
Hey Derek, real fast, can you pull up that food truck sheet and just make sure everything that's being communicated right now is recorded there properly and communicated accordingly?
Yeah, I have it pulled up and I'm taking notes.
Okay, thanks.
And Dan, which truck?
Is that the one I sent you?
Dan, which truck was that? What was? Do you know remember what the name was?
Sorry, I'll pull it up as well.
Okay.
Rick, is that the one I sent you, or is it a separate one?
I have your sheet that you sent us.
The one you're working in, that one, or is it a different one?
I'm talking about a completely different one, Dan. It's one that we've got to use for internal purposes to make sure we know everything, what's going on.
Okay, can I use the same one so we're not like crossing things? Can I see that?
Yes.
hey, Dan,
Is there a way that you can share? Can you send it to Dan? It's kind of complicated.
Yeah, I'll
If
send
you can
you
send him
something.
the Excel sheet, he's good at Excel. He can find the appropriate sheet and pull it up and share it.
Austin, can you turn?
Hey,
it
Dan.
down? She's so loud.
Rick,
how
can you
does
open it?
that potential minimum work in the event of weather or cancellation of the event?
I haven't seen any of the contracts to sign yet. I assume that if it's canceled, we're out of it. I would want that in the contract for sure. That's a great question.
Okay, I just wanted to ask that so we don't get caught holding the bag if something comes.
That's a great thought. I think we should make sure that's in whatever contract we would sign for that.
So let's make a note of that, like in the food truck thing, make sure we have a cancellation policy.
Dan, quick question. Is ice cream still an issue for your vendors?
It's not an issue for vendors that don't want to attract kids. If you're like more in the burgers and hot dogs and more smaller kid friendly stuff, it seems to be most of the ones that you would want to get for that kind of thing also have some kind of sweet with them, and they don't. The ones I've talked to, tell them say they don't want an ice cream truck at their thing where they're at because they saw that. And so I don't know how if I don't know if I put them on it they would negotiate that out. I don't know for sure, but there is a little bit of a competing issue with direction to make it kid friendly, and those kid friendly ones having the ice cream thing. So we might get stuck with tacos or something that kids are going to have to deal with.
Oh, I love
Which is fine
tacos.
to me.
Tacos are great.
I don't care. I just need to know what rules I'm
Yeah.
going by.
Okay, so we've got Dan, what was the food truck or the coffee truck called?
Okay, I'll just share this real fast so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so the poor farmer was the coffee truck. I called them, they said they were interested. There's maybe 3 coffee trucks I could find that you can talk to. One of them didn't get back to me, and I only contacted 2. exciting content. Or these folks were pretty responsive. We want 300 minimum. Let's see.
I mean, I would say if they want 4 hours, I think that's totally fine. They can start at the elementary school from 7 to 9 and then move over to the barn from.
I figured if they did if we did the 300 minimum, they shouldn't care. And if they want to go to the barn, that's great. If not, I figured
I think so that the village isn't going to be on the hook if they don't get their minimum. They need to be at the elementary school from 7 to 9, and then at the barn from 9 to 11.
Yeah.
And then have like regular food trucks roll in at like 10:30.
Makes sense.
So let's do that. So 7 to 9 at the elementary school, and then 9 to 11 at the barn.
I didn't do it too far with them, and because I wanted some guidance on what to do there. If there's no if the kid friendly thing is not really an issue, if nobody's worried about that, we can get all kinds of food trucks there, no problem. And I'm sure kids will figure out something.
I just need to know on my end.
Okay, so we're thinking we need one food truck at the park. Sorry, I'm trying to think. Like in the middle of the day, from like 10:30 to like 3.
2 to 5 is what we were.
Yeah, I would say 2 is.
Okay. So 10:30 to 2 p.m. And I would say we get either a pizza truck or a taco truck or.
I like a taco.
All right, let's find a taco truck for the park. 10:30 to 2. And then at the car show, or really starting at 10 at the high school, how many do we think we're gonna need? 2? I think we'll need 2.
2 was what we were told.
Okay, so you like northeast treats and this pizza I'm not gonna say it right, so I'm not even gonna say it. You think those are the 2?
Apparently, these actually were the 2 of the car show last time randomly. They're my pick.
And you had already been kind of working with them anyway, separately, or?
Okay.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Were these ones that you also kind of had on your target list previously, or these were just added because they happen to have the experience with the car show already?
They were on this. There's a very nice woman named Angela Skeen who's a professional planner of events, and she lives in Providence Downs next to us. And she was nice enough to give me a list of vendors, and so I sorted that by which ones that were local to Union County, and that's how I got to these folks. And randomly, they were apparently ones that already did the car show.
Okay, great.
So let's have Northeast Treats and the pizza start at the car show at 10 or 11, like whatever. Like, what do you guys think? 10 or 11 or 10:30? 10:30. All right. Start at 10:30, and I would have both of them stay throughout the afternoon into the evening, and I think they can probably pack up at like 8.
8 o'clock. We got to shut down at 9:30.
Yeah. So have them pack up at 8, and then have the taco truck when they're done at the park at 2. Have the taco truck go to the high school at 2. So then we'll have 3, because I have heard that if both of these were at the last car show, both ran out of food. So we need to make sure that during the car show.
What time does the car show run again?
Till 2. But then we're gonna have,
The evenings.
and then the other stuff at Cedar Hill, and
which will start at 3 or 4.
right.
Okay.
So they may take a little bit of time where they just kind of close, stay there, but close and kind of replenish maybe.
Yeah.
Does that sound good, Dan?
Just 2 questions. One, is the ice cream person going to the concert later?
Yes,
Yes, he's,
that's the plan, to be both over at the park and over at the concert.
yes.
I don't know if that messes with these people or not.
That's-
They have like a pretty big ice cream sales as part of their thing.
Well,
If I can ask.
I wonder if the taco truck is serving ice cream. Dan, would you know that?
What's that?
The question is, you know, we just determined that we'd like to have a taco truck at Eford Park starting around 10:30-ish.
Yeah.
In your conversations with those vendors, do they also have ice cream?
No, the ones that are more adult type food, they don't tend to have it.
So the only potential conflict is in the afternoon at the concert, correct?
Yeah, and I'll ask them. Maybe it won't be a big deal. That's just a
Okay.
question. I'll ask them for sure.
I'd appreciate it.
Did they bring that question up to you? Like, did
Yes.
they say, are you gonna have a separate ice cream truck?
Yes.
And did they specifically say ice cream?
Yes.
Okay, alright, cool. Okay, so then the other
Wait,
thing,
I have one more question I want to ask. Now, these folks, like this truck, I don't know if they've upgraded since then, not, maybe not. They seem to be more geared towards larger events, at least now. They bring 3 to 4 employees and they have like a bigger truck. These folks, the pizza folks, seem really nice, and they're really local, great. They have voiced a little bit of concern about capacity, meaning only do 20 pizzas an hour, husband and wife team. And so if there was a problem last time with speed of getting food,
sure.
I'm wondering if we need somebody else, additional.
Well, that's where
They
we're
seem like
talking.
great folks who are super local, so it's great, and they're at this Waxaw thing. They were recommended it by,
That's where I think we're moving the taco truck over as well. So there will eventually end up being 3 instead of just 2.
perfect. I
Which
guess my
might
question is
help
at the
you
car
with
show, are we worried about that?
I mean, if you're worried about it, maybe call a couple other pizza places and see like what they think their capacity would be, but I'm not sure any mobile food truck is gonna be able to produce more than 20 pizzas in an hour. So, I mean, I think it just kinda is what it is, and people are just gonna have to wait, and if they don't like that, then they can go to the other one.
Okay.
Or they
Nope, sounds good. All right.
can wait till the taco truck comes.
Got it. All right. So the taco truck, what time we want them at the concert area?
I
Or what
say,
is that? So we've adjusted these times a little bit for. It was 10 to 5, and now it's 10 to 2.
yep,
And we're doing 10:30 instead of 10.
yeah, 10:30
car
to
show.
8, yeah, and that's just kind of running it through, and if they wanna take like a break from like 2 to 4, they can put up like a little, closed for restocking or whatever sign, and then they can, kind of get themselves back together and then kind of open back up around 4.
The question they're going to ask me is when are people going to be there? Is
They're-
it 10:30 to 2 and then people leave?
It's gonna be 10 to 2 for the car show, and then around 3:30 we'll have like stuff over at Cedar Hill, 3:30 to 4 over at Cedar Hill, and then people should start showing up for the concert again around 5.
Okay, so this would be 5. Okay, no, that's good.
And
not that they would stay the whole time. They said they were flexible. If nobody needed food, they would leave, and if they were selling things, they would stay. But what time's the concert end? Just so I know.
I mean, the concert's supposed to end, I think, at 9:30, but I would have them wrap up around like 8.
Okay, all right.
Right? 8:30. All right, Bob says 8:30.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, and then.
And so that means
close
that
down.
the taco truck needs to be at the concert by 5. To set up early, but be ready to sell by 5. Right?
Yes. If not 4:30. And then Jamie Lyon wants to make sure that we have some sort of food for the kids, like funnel cakes, cotton candy,
Snow cone,
popcorn.
Well, doesn't that get into the same thing with the ice cream?
Oh, probably.
I think it's totally different.
Yeah.
I mean, I think ice cream is ice cream and popcorn is popcorn, and not every kid's gonna want one or the other. You know, cotton candy. Like, there's got to be some sort of like food truck for like fair food.
Now, where is that? Where is that?
I would have it. I would have it at the barn, because if we do, you know, we've got the, you know, the Raptor Center, the petting zoo situation, you know, the pony rides. I would have it at the park, and then I would have it move over to the high school at, you know, like 4.
We could have the ice cream truck, the food truck at 10, with real food coming in at 10:30.
Yep.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah. Dan, can you look and see if you can find some fair food? Let's call it fair food.
Okay, and Bob, when is ice cream and where exactly, so I know for sure?
Well, the ice cream truck currently is planned at 10 o'clock at Eford Park, and it would remain there until approximately 2 o'clock.
Got it.
And then the discussion was to take the truck then later on back over to the car show and the band that evening. And we would have the truck for the day.
Does he have any issue with other people showing up?
Sorry?
Sell ice cream?
Well, I don't know. I have not asked the question.
I wouldn't ask.
Well, if none of them would be selling just ice cream, though, right?
No.
So, I mean, he's got to be around places where they're serving regular food, and they might have ice cream.
Well, the vendor I'm working with currently, he's got a minimum. So he's going to, regardless of the outcome, he's going to get his $600.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, is that as long as I can guarantee the minimum for the fair food folks, you know, we should be able to figure it out, because they're going to get their minimum. So
Yeah.
And we won't be serving ice cream late into the evening. I mean, probably. You know,
wait, say that again?
I don't know. Some kids, it might be hot. They might want some ice cream.
Okay, could be.
You never know.
Okay.
Okay.
I think he'll stay till 7 is about, I'm pretty sure that's
Okay.
right.
All right, good. So everybody feel good about food trucks now? I feel much better about food trucks now.
Yeah, I think
So we're okay with him staying till 7.
So Dan, do you have
I am.
the kind of flow, and are we on the same page? So we start out in the morning over at Marvin Elementary with the coffee truck. That's also gonna float over to the barn at about 10:30 to, you know, as
No, 9. 9 over to the barn. Coffee
Okay.
truck over, yeah.
okay, 9 over to the barn.
Or 9:30.
Okay.
Yeah, let's say 9:30. Let's
What's that for?
say 9:30. Yeah, to 11:30.
Okay. When is the car show?
10 to 2.
Okay.
Right now, that is the proposed time.
So wouldn't food trucks, when I get there before that to set up?
Probably.
So 9:30.
9:30.
I wish
Yeah,
the
for
car
setup.
show were like 11.
So 9:30 to
We can
to
probably- we can
have the
change
food
it.
trucks set up at the
Yeah.
high school for the car show.
To flow.
To
yeah,
flow
I think, why don't we just
further
give
into
them
the
when they need to
day.
be serving food and leave it
And
up
we
to them
could
when they
move the
show
ice
up?
cream truck.
Okay, so the window would be 10 till
At
2
1
at
instead of
the at the
2,
high school
put
for
it
the
over
for the
car
first
show
wave of
for 2
stuff.
hours over at the car show.
Wait, we could, it was 10 to 2, then it was 10:30,
No,
is
ice
it back to
cream.
10?
Yeah, it actually starts at 10, the car show. So yeah,
As of right now, but that might change. We're still trying to nail down. So basically, the food trucks just need to be hours for the day, basically, because they're not going to go anywhere else. And we will give them rough times, but we'll firm up times as we get, you know, as we're nailing down
Right.
the schedule.
okay.
All right.
So can I just run through this then? So we got the, Marvin Elementary School, we have the coffee truck from 7 to 9. Then at
9:30.
10, they're allowed to be over at the park.
Yep.
Or at 9? I guess.
I would say 7 to 9:30 at the elementary school, and then go over to the barn about 9:30, and then they can, get reset up and kind of open back up around 10 to 11:30.
Now, will there be, this is a logistics issue, and I know I'm getting into the weeds a little bit, but have we designated people to okay, the truck's getting ready to move. They're gonna go to Eford Park. At what point do they get instruction on where to park and locate and that type of thing?
Well, I mean,
You'll have staff there.
and
Okay.
and
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I'll be there, and I'll
Okay.
know where to put
Put
them
'em.
at that point.
Okay.
But yes, we're as we are
So we'll have that
figuring
staff.
out like the car show, we're gonna say this is where the food trucks need to go, and we'll tell them.
That's my only point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, go ahead, Dan. Sorry.
Oh, no problem. So, that makes sense. I've got them from 10 to 11:30. Or I guess I'll just say 9:30 to 11:30 at the park. And so we have, at the park, we now have pretty much the whole time a taco truck, an ice cream truck, and fair food. And we have coffee in the morning.
Yep.
That's right. All right, and at the car show, we have the Northeast Treats, which is like burgers and things like that, and ice cream. And then we have also the pizza truck car show. Both of those folks are staying on site for the concert. And then at the concert, we will then have, let's see, 5 trucks. We will have like I said, the burgers and the ice cream one, the pizza, taco, ice cream truck, and fair food.
Yep.
Sounds good.
Yep.
Okay. And if I get concerned, so the other thing about it is the minimums. We need the contract protecting us if it's canceled.
Yep.
And then if they start to seem unreasonable beyond what we talked about just now, like the bigger one wanted 1,000 and the smaller ones want 300 to 500. If it starts to get out like much beyond that, we'd have to come back to folks and make sure that was okay.
Yeah, and I'm actually kind of surprised if both the Northeast Treats and the pizza place works the car show. They did not give the car show a minimum. Again,
I think it's kind of standard. I don't know if it's the learning experience or what, but I got the impression that everybody I've talked to now, that's the very standard.
All right. Well, I mean, the car show
It
was
could
in
be the
November,
COVID thing too.
but it was in November.
Yeah.
So I mean, I mean, it's fine. Again, I think we'll hit it, and I'm fine with it. But I think if they start to get a little bit unreasonable, then
They are we know what they are. My question is that where it becomes unreasonable. Are these unreasonable or are these okay?
I mean, I think $1,000 is crazy, but I think we'll hit it.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
I don't know. I own a business, and no way I'm sending 4 people somewhere unless I know I'm getting more than $1,000. I couldn't believe it's that low.
yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I just
if the average person's spending $10,
Yeah.
and you serve 100 people, that's $1,000.
yeah, and it's going to be more than $10
Yeah.
with these menu prices. So we're good.
Talk about the marketing.
Yep.
Okay. You good, Dan?
All set. No, I appreciate it. I know what to do, I think.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Wait, one other quick question. In the spreadsheet that's being, you got Derek and other folks. So my job is to now go talk to these people and try and get contracts sent to, who do I send the contracts to sign?
Jamie, Bays.
Finance at Marvin NC. Thank you.
.gov.
.gov.
Awesome, okay.
.gov.
And then I'll just communicate to you what we have and, I guess turn it over once we have the contract.
Yep.
Okay. Thanks.
Thank you.
Great work, Dan. All right. What's
All right.
the next one?
Now,
you
Derek,
want
you
to hit?
can run through your list. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure we got that done because I
Gotcha.
felt like we
I
didn't get
agree.
it done then.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna fly. All right,
Woo.
Health Fair. We have a company that Jamie's reached out to that can help us put on the 5K. So I'm gonna be starting a conversation with them and make that happen. And then we also have a company that can do the kids fun run, make it, you know, a fun and energetic event.
Okay.
So start the event at 7, race starts at 8, fun run starts at 8:30. That's pretty standard for when you go to like a 5K event.
Okay.
Any questions?
Nope.
Awesome. Blood drive, Jamie, anything? We're still working on the other alternate companies.
I have one that I reached out to, and I have a call scheduled later today with them.
Awesome, thank you.
That's One Blood.
Yeah. The disc golf, I've got the, it's just a 3-week turnaround for the custom discs through Innova. I'm just gonna use them. They're ready to go whenever we finalize the logo or which logo we want to use.
Do we have a time, what time we're gonna do that at the park?
The clinic,
Yeah.
12 to 2. Nature walks, that's Christina, that's pretty much done. Bob, anything to add on garden tours?
I'm working on the bios.
Yeah.
I'm only missing one. Latham's, she's in Italy. Once I get that, I'll have the bios to Jamie.
Okay.
Gretchen. So you'll have that for the map.
Yeah.
So I just need to, I'm sure we're not working on the map yet, but I'll have the bios within 2 weeks.
Hunter's got some rough drafts going, I think, as well as maybe our graphic designer. So I'll send you a deadline for that.
Yeah.
It'll probably be the February work session.
Okay.
Same for art tours, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I've got everything, and frankly, if we don't have the bio for Latham on the garden tour, we'll move on without it. It's not going to kill us. I'll make something up.
Did Tom get you one?
Possible we can add it visually.
I got a bio from Tom and Verna and everybody. Anyway, I've got them. Some interesting ones.
Good.
John,
It ought to be
anything
fun.
on pony rides?
Yeah, so pony rides, couple of things on that. Last time I had a quote for just one, which was about town ponies. They were willing to do 3 ponies, $500 for the first hour, $300 for additional hours. They have no issue with us charging if we can figure out a way to do that to help defray the costs. I did reach out to 4 others, 2 of which I've already gotten information back on. One is Ponies by Janet. They only have 1 pony. It's $200 for the first hour, $275 for 2 hours. Then I also have another quote from A Zoo to You, which Jamie had recommended. A Zoo to You, in addition to ponies, they do petting zoos and stuff like that, so they're kind of a package type thing. They only have 1 pony as well though, so you know, typically the pony rides, they're about, you know, 1.5 to 2 minutes. They just basically walk them around in a circle. So, you know, I was thinking probably you get about 25 or 30 pony rides in an hour doing it that way. This package would include the pony for rides, an alpaca, a llama, a teacup pig, mini goats, baby doll sheep, mini cow, and bunnies. And that would be $450 for the first hour, $650 for 2 hours. And they charge $1.25 per mile for travel from Monroe. So it's probably gonna be about $45 to $100 in travel fees. So this is the ponies part here to start. So at least with these 3 quotes that I've gotten back, I think the decision kind of is you've got the 3 ponies, which would potentially get more kids rides.
Yep.
You know, So that's one good part about theirs. They're the most expensive at $500 for the first hour and 300 additional hours. I'm thinking we probably need 2 hours regardless, that we'd want to be offering it to make it worth the while. So that's about $800 there. The Ponies by Janet one, that's just one pony, but it's the least expensive, $200 for a first hour, $275 after. The Zoo to You is interesting because you get the petting zoo with it, but again, it's only one pony. So if you're doing it 1 hour, you may do 20 or 30 pony rides. If you do 2, you could do, 60 to 70 pony rides. Now, then the question is, well, do we take the 2 lower ones that are only 1 pony each and see if they'll come together?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I was too. I'm thinking that might be
Great
good.
minds,
And that's
guys.
what I was kind of thinking too.
Yep.
But they all seem to be flexible for the date at this point. I told them that I need to get a number of quotes, and I may have to ask them for something to come back written as far as a quote. But those are kind of the options from the pony perspective.
I mean, I like the idea of combining the two,
But can-
and I can't imagine that they would care if they were both there
They're
because they're
getting
both
paid.
getting paid.
Yeah.
The only things that you get into then is when horses come together, typically you have to make sure that they get their coggins.
Let's put the petting zoo in the middle, and you
Anytime
got one
like an
pony here,
animal
one
comes to
pony there,
another
the petting
animal
zoo in the
facility
middle.
with horses, some people get, I don't know if they would or if
I
that
gotcha.
they even care, but I just wanted to,
Yeah.
that-
Okay.
that can be an issue.
All right, so let's see if they'll do that.
Okay,
We have the 3 different quotes. Email me that information,
Okay.
their responses, and then you and I will need to just go pick a layout.
yeah,
Like if they need to be separated with the petting zoo in the middle,
yeah,
and then at the 22nd at our work session, we can make a decision.
okay.
Does that work?
Yeah, but I would go ahead and the 2 that we want, I would go ahead and
Pencil us in.
yeah,
If they're good with working with each other.
then have them go
Yeah.
ahead.
I'll
And,
reach out to them separately, see if they're,
Perfect.
make sure they're good to work together, bring it in, because, that would be for 2 hours. Petting zoo, that's $650 for the 2 hours, plus the
25.
$275, yeah.
let's
And
just
then
say
a little bit for the
$1,000.
travel for the one, yeah. But if you get $5 for the petting zoo and a ride, and you get 100 kids, that's.
I
half
will
of
say
it
the
right
petting zoo, like, I had probably 40 kids at my house, and the petting zoo kept everyone really busy. They
Yeah.
just did laps with the one
Mhm.
horse. A few, 3 kids would stand in line. Everybody would play
Well,
with all
I'm
the
just
different
wondering-
animals.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if you can only do 30 an hour, what if we get 200 kids that want to ride?
Is that how many they said for an hour?
They said it takes a minute to 2 to get them on, walk them around, so you're talking,
Yeah.
30 an
30
hour. at
kids,
the most
yeah.
And they
per
said they
horse.
only had one horse they could bring?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Well, part of it, they may have horses, they have trouble getting people to work,
Yeah.
is part of the issue.
Yeah.
The only
Okay.
ones they can count on are themselves.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I like that. I say let's yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. Keep on keeping on with that one.
Okay. The other part is the Cedar Hill exhibition. I don't have much of an update I just spoke to Andrea last week before our other meeting. I haven't had an opportunity to get myself, Jill, and Andrea from Cedar Hill together yet.
Okay.
So that's my next step there. I believe the direction that we had was that we wanted that more geared towards the evening rather than the morning, or late afternoon, because that'll help us to start to bring people in and kind of gives us something between the car show and,
Yep.
and when the event starts.
Perfect.
What time did you have the pony rides?
Well, that's what I was going to talk about, and that's why I
12 to
asked
2.
when the disc golf
2.
thing is. So, yeah, I was really thinking kind of that 12 to 2. You get kids that might be coming off the Raptor Center
Yeah.
presentation and, stuff like that. So,
Just wanted to confirm that.
Is that okay?
Yep.
And then that's also, 12 to 2, then all of a sudden they might hear, oh, there's gonna be an exhibition across, at Cedar Hill at 4. Some of those kids
Yeah, they're,
might,
James,
we're gonna
Jamie
try
put
to
together
cross
a different one, so we
promote
can
those
see
two
it.
events,
Kim gave us a quick update in-house about Firethorn. We need to
I mean, they're fully on board. They are going to have, sorry, let me get my notebook.
cocktail brunch
Co-
fair,
Yeah, cocktails and brunch fair starting at
9:30.
9:30 to 12 at the pool complex. They'll have their new member coordinator and hopefully their tennis pro there. They're also going to set up a table at the high school from 5 to 6 just to have like membership information. So they're all in, and yeah, they're going to do like mimosas, Bloody Marys, wine, quiches, mini muffins, fruit. So
I'm going there.
yep, it'll be a good
That's
start.
remember, yes, that parking lot's gonna be mobbed.
They're doing it at the pool. They're
Okay.
doing it at the pool complex, so it'll be
Okay.
fine. Yep.
You're good with the Raptor Center?
I am still waiting both of them have been out of town. We're supposed to schedule a call when they both get back into town, which should be soon. It's sometime this week, so I don't have anything new right now.
You're just waiting to confirm their space.
Yeah.
and
They're back in town this week, so I'll email them again and see when they want to chat.
Okay.
So
Closing event.
I would
don't
just
think anybody here has anything to add
I'd
to
skip that and I'd skip the fireworks.
Yeah, because Jamie put forth a lot of info
Yeah.
last week. Joe's handling the car show. 10 to 2.
I kind of actually like Bob's idea of making the car show maybe like 11 to 3. So let's
Suggest that to Joe?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that might be better as well, as it
Flowing
keeps people
into,
more
yeah.
involved, yeah.
Yep.
And he's gonna tell us what the car show enthusiasts prefer,
Yep.
but
Although that, again, just keep in mind, may affect when we tell Dan
Yeah.
timing for food
Yeah.
trucks.
oh boy.
Yeah.
Well, we just said just
Yeah.
get them reserved
Yeah.
for the day, and
Right.
we'll we'll juggle everybody around.
Yeah.
Stay flexible.
Austin, you good with town hall or village hall and Gene Stowe and all that?
I don't have any updates right now.
Good, thanks.
What time is the meet and greet at the town hall?
We
Anyway?
pushed it back to 3 to 5, is that right, Austin?
It sounds right. Yeah, I think it's 3 to 5. I've got it written down there.
So it kind of fills in that gap as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got to get with Gene Stowe on the finer details when we get a little bit closer.
And Bob, what's the window for the garden and the art tour again?
10 to 2.
10 to 2, okay.
Or we can do 9 to 1, but 10 to 2.
Yeah,
Is that okay with you guys?
yeah.
I think the setup, as we talked about at the last meeting, was 8 o'clock. And then
6 to 8.
6 to 8.
Yeah.
And then they were gonna crank up at 10 if I'm not mistaken.
8 to 10. And then take a break. Right?
What's 8 to 10?
The art people?
Oh, I didn't think they were starting at 8.
No, they were setting up.
They had,
Oh, you're talking about the ones at the park.
Yeah.
yeah, but they weren't gonna start at 8 because nobody's gonna be there.
I think we were gonna allow them to set up as
Correct.
early as 8.
As
Yeah.
late as 8 and then
Yeah.
come back.
Start at 10.
It started
Yeah.
at 10. Because when's the Raptor Center starting?
The Raptor Center
10:30.
is 10 to 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, but 10. They want.
No,
they,
there's a presentation
Hang
time.
on. Hang
Yeah,
on.
10:30
Hang on.
to 11:15.
Well,
Yep. 10:30 to 10:30 to 11:30. 45 minutes. So
so why don't we do the R's from 10 to 2?
yeah.
They'll start a half an hour early prior to the Raptor Center.
Yeah.
And that way, when there's
They'll be
that
set up
45
and
minute,
everything.
and they'll be ready and all that'll be done
Is this in the barn?
in the barn.
Okay, so this is contradictory to what we discussed last week.
Wait, well,
Just-
say it again.
No.
Yes.
Hold on, say
Ju-
it.
just
I
that
didn't hear.
component. I think it's only gonna be 3 or 4 folks.
There's gonna be 3 artists in Marsh, so there'll be 4 tables, 8 feet probably. Most of them are bringing their own.
Okay, here's what I have from last week, 8 to 2. All right, they're gonna set up from 6 to 8 and then break from 10 to 12 for the Raptor Center and then resume at 12.
No, just the
And
45 minutes.
The artist's home would be from 10 to 2.
It was a 45-minute break
Yeah, just the 45 minute during the actual presentation.
presentation.
All right, just keep it consistent so I know what I'm setting up for.
Yeah.
All right, so go over it again.
Okay, so setup is 6 to 8, and I really say probably like 6 to 9 because I don't think anybody's going to show up. So the artists are going to start at 10. They're going to break around 10:30 when the Raptor Center starts, or if they wanted to start at 9, they could start at 9.
Set up 6 to 9,
Yep.
start at 10.
Break at 10:30 to roughly 11:30, and then they're on until 2.
Yeah.
And I will need, for the Raptor Center, I know I'll need 2 6-foot tables and then
I got that.
50 chairs.
And Derek, I'll let you know if they need tables. So far, everybody seems to be having their own equipment.
Okay, and you have how many? 4 tables?
4 tables.
Okay.
Well, 4 booths, I should say. Marsh is gonna need a table, so.
But Marsh can kind of set up like we have to, like at like the door opening, like
Oh, yeah.
or on the Raptor Center side and just have their table there, and you know.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
figure that out, but yeah.
See, I definitely think Marsh should be there.
But I thought they'd set up close to the artists so that the Raptor Center's got their own area.
Gotcha.
All right. Jamie, do you want to do a quick sponsorships update?
Sure. So we have $5,500 that has been sent in. We have $13,500 committed, which puts us at around $19,000 right now.
Wow. That's very nice.
We received a check this morning, which is great. So that this already needs updated. Yeah, I think stuff's starting to come in, so it's good.
That is good.
And I know we don't have Jamie or Christina, but have we heard anything more since last week on the bands or anything like that?
All right. Good job. Keep at it.
All right. Anything else on Marvin Day?
Hold on.
Yes, just a marketing update.
Yeah, the marketing. Yeah.
Okay, so we took the recommended changes to the graphic designer
Yeah.
for the flyer.
Oh wait, hold on. I'm sorry. Shirts. Did we find out? Didn't we have some shirt questions?
I have not received the quotes from her.
No. Okay. All right. Sorry. All
I
right.
got the 3 quotes.
Yeah, but we had some questions about
Oh, sorry.
their logo situation, like how they wanted it. Oh, right.
Correct.
So we need to know that, and then because obviously like that color situation is going to be much different because if everybody has their different logos. Okay.
You have that?
I don't have that.
Because we needed to know if it was going to be a vector file or a vector.
So we need Christina to ask.
If you want to blow something up on a banner, it needs to be a vector.
Okay.
Otherwise, it would get pixelated.
All right, what is that? Kim, can you just make sure I have that?
It's how does the shirt person want like each company's logo? A vector file,
Oh,
P
It's gonna be a vector.
JPEG, or
It will be a vector.
It'll be a vector.
PNG.
I don't.
In the old days, it would have been JPEG or something, but not any longer.
Okay, well, let's just ask that question and then ask the quote question too, because I think the quote's like 6 colors, but if we're putting everybody's individual logo on there, it may be more than 6 colors. So we need to ask that question.
Have we committed to color logos instead
Yeah.
of black and white?
No.
Yeah, I think that might be a big.
I would think that we'd be better off doing black and white for all the logos.
That's
Oh,
typically
okay.
what you see on
You do?
logos.
Yeah.
The logos you do black and white
Okay.
and whatever.
And then our stuff in color.
Correct.
Because otherwise, even if you know the colors, right, is that IBM blue or is that just blue?
Okay.
Well, you get,
that
you
gets
get into
a brand
PMS
thing.
colors, and all the
Yeah.
PMS blends are different. So,
Okay, all right, so logos will be, I didn't know, I don't know
yeah.
this stuff.
So let's do black and white for the logo.
Okay,
Okay.
but that means that everybody that has turned in a sponsorship situation, we need to make sure we're getting the, I guess, vector file from them for their
Yeah.
logo. And if not, then we'll just type up their name. And that, yeah,
Or you could usually pull it off their website or something like that.
in a vector file.
Well, you could pull a logo off their website and then sometimes you can convert it.
Are you talking about doing black and white logos for everyone?
Yeah.
Some people's logos will not translate well to black and white, and so it might look garbled. You might not be able to read it, just depending on how their logo currently looks.
Okay.
Yeah, and you would ask them, they would know that and they probably have a
But that probably needs to be a note out, Jamie, to everybody that's gotten sponsors to say, go ahead and ask for that stuff now.
Okay.
So we
Yeah.
can start getting it. Because I'm sure nobody's thought of that.
We've been saving them as we've gotten them.
Who have you gotten them? Can you make like can you do another column that says vector file received?
Yeah.
Okay. And then send that new list back out. And I have an update for you on a sponsor that I forgot about, so.
Is that a separate sheet or just a?
I'm just gonna add it on the sponsorship
Column.
sheet.
Yeah, just add a column.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so marketing, Derek, sorry.
I was just gonna say that the, what's that thing called?
Flyer.
The flyer. The rough draft won't be back. The edited rough draft will not be back to us until the end of the week. So I'll just email that to you guys and you can give me your comments or opinions. Hopefully, we don't really need to make any more changes. And I'll just bring that to you guys Tuesday night.
Okay.
For stamp of approval, 'cause, we're paying for
No, I
the
know.
time that associated with every change.
Yeah.
We're gonna make the changes that you guys spoke of last week, and hopefully that'll be it.
Perfect. Well, we had 3 council people here with their input, so hopefully we'll be okay.
Exactly. Bob, when was that HOA meeting?
Same night, the 22nd.
February
Okay,
22nd.
so it's
it'll
coming
be
up.
it'll be at Banks Presbyterian.
Oh, is that the HOA president's meeting?
Yeah, because we ain't gonna be in Village Hall yet.
What?
Nick, change involved.
Yeah. All right, I'm good. Thank y'all.
Okay.
Keep up the good work.
All right, no new business, so we're on to review of action items.
Let's see. I got nothing. He's got his Marvin Day marching order, so we're good.
Yeah.
Okay. Review of ongoing action item list.
Let me bring it up, Kim. Give me a second.
I got it up here. So we've got Pocket Park projects. Where are we with the Pocket Park clearing? I know we cleared, but Christina was gonna go out. We were gonna try to get them to clear closer.
Yeah, I actually, there was a comment made where Christina said, yeah, we got the clearing done, and Derek mentioned, wish they cleared a little more, and she was like, well, we're trying to keep it natural. I did stop by there in between then and now, and, you know, I guess one of the things I would say is that there is still a lot there, you know, in terms of vegetation. And what I noticed is that you could probably take some more of those things out without really affecting a lot of view shed, because a lot of them are still evergreens, you know? So I think it's almost because they're all evergreens, it kind of looks like there's, you know, a lot more there. And I see Christina's point in that we want to keep it natural pocket park and low maintenance, you know, as well. But I, you know, it almost looks like there's weird evergreens in weird places where if you just took a few out here or there, you wouldn't really affect it, but that there is some more minor cleanup that we could do to kind of open some spaces a little bit, still keeping them natural, but just, you know what I'm saying,
So
Derek?
your recommendation?
I know exactly
would
what
be
you're saying.
clean
There's no flow to it.
Just clean it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, almost like you
In
want
and
to
out.
designate kind of one area that's a larger open space, which in the middle that's still screened by the outside, but you might take 2 or 3 smaller things out to create that more open space, and then more just cleanup around the boundaries that I don't think you'll then be exposed to seeing Providence Road traffic or things like that, but we just clean it up, or make it a little cleaner, you know, layout.
Okay, so, I'm fine, whatever you guys think is best, but have we kind of put in like the trails?
They were already, well, the trail on the outer perimeter
like in
was
there.
already in.
I think,
The
yeah, but I
inside,
think she
no.
had him.
Like
Maybe laid a
mow,
little
like
path.
close, right? Like kind of make like some sort of path. Like we need to, if we've done that, then we need to get something down on top of that. I don't know what.
Yeah, I don't know that we've gotten into.
I don't think we got that.
No, I at least this was about 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago I was there.
Austin, can you put this as an agenda item for the next PRG meeting?
What now?
I'll get with Christina. I'll take some pictures.
We need, I mean, because if we've cleared it, like let's keep
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
with
Just a
it.
pocket park update, or?
Yeah, like a full scale.
Because we need to like,
And it's gonna start growing.
and it's going to start growing. So I don't want to
Yeah.
have cleared everything and then like kind of shot ourselves in the foot and then have to wait until next fall, winter to basically do it all over again. So let's keep moving on with that one. And then if we can think of any projects there for the Eagle Scouts, Bob, that we can put on like the website.
Well, that's
maybe?
what I was gonna say. The only thing I can think of are the picnic tables. And Derek, do you recall how many we talked about putting in there? 2 or 3?
I'd have to look at my.
Do you want to talk about Eagle Scouts again next meeting about the pocket park?
Well, we can bring it up and talk with Christina about it,
Okay.
but we need to put it on our website.
Yeah,
If we could do that, Austin,
I just need to know what to put.
picnic tables.
picnic tables.
Build picnic tables.
And maybe, let me give some thought to it.
Just
Just a
let
quick
me
question
know.
about
Email.
That's a great point. Nice to know, wasn't it?
Go ahead, Dan.
Oh, sorry, we had a sketch that we had looked at before, and I can't recall if we approved it or if that even needed to be
Yeah.
approved or anything like
We
that.
did.
Yes, it
But
was
are we
approved.
still basically looking at the same sketch as what we're building?
Yeah, it looks similar to that. I think it's just when we did the clearing of that major thing of brush, you know, and they did some other clearing, it's just the placement of the things that they still left behind seems a little quirky, you know?
Got it.
So we
Okay.
may need to go out there and mark some things to have either
Yeah, and I think that's
removed or
what,
moved. Like, is it worth moving some stuff?
I don't know that you'd move them
Okay.
necessarily. I mean, they're like, a lot of them are like 5 to 6 foot evergreens, you know, that are just there and
Okay.
there instead of, you know,
Okay.
I think you almost want to get it a little bit more like what the sketch was.
Okay.
You know?
Well, that's kind of where I was going. Like, where are we in terms of moving towards that sketch and how it looks? Because again, we've cleared it, so let's do something with it now. And we need to figure out like what we're gonna put on like the little paths and like the ground cover, like what are we gonna put on there so people can walk on it. I don't think we wanna put mulch, I don't think we wanna, so it may be that we need to get the, trail builder out there just to,
Pea gravel or
cause it can't be that much, right Derek, just to put that crushed stone down on that stuff? Okay, so let's put that on our action item list for Derek to get up with Christina, and then we'll put it on the next agenda. Okay. Next time I'm at the elementary school, I have not seen the art teacher in quite some time. It's just been,
I was just thinking,
COVID.
didn't I suggest that the crushed concrete on the paths, and Christina was like, no.
That's correct.
Well, and I think that's when she made the comment that she wants to keep it more I thought we were keeping more natural area.
Well, I
Do
know,
you
but
know
there's
why,
path,
And that's why I went to look at
Bob,
it.
you know why?
but there's pathways that need to have some sort of cover on them to keep them pathways.
I would think we would.
We're not going to put mulch.
Well, mulch, yeah. I don't think mulch will keep the weeds down.
No, I don't either, but the crushed concrete will.
Yeah, and that's where Derek's going. I think from a maintenance perspective, and also if it gets wet, the crushed concrete will be a much better surface to walk on than mulch would be.
Yeah.
Well, and it's in our standards.
Yeah.
Like that's what any trail or walkway besides a sidewalk, it's crushed concrete, correct?
Yeah. Derek, this is just a question. I'm thinking out loud, so don't. What if we made the Pocket Park an Eagle Scout project? I mean, from the layout to the benches, where
Oh yeah, we need benches. We need benches.
where it's
Picnic tables and benches.
Yeah.
where
Gazebo.
I mean, that would be a heck of a project.
I don't make decisions, so I mean.
I
I think it's a good
value
idea.
your opinion.
Yeah, well, I can give an opinion. Wait, can I?
I think it's a great idea. You guys have kind of, let Christina, have this as her baby. So
Right.
I would say, if you want to stick with that,
I'm thinking out
work
loud.
with her. You kind of handle the Eagle Scout communication side, and she kind of handles the design side and bring it back to the board. And I can be there from a
I'm fine. I mean,
staff
I'm good with that.
maintenance
I mean,
side.
because we need plantings in there. We need, some bird houses, some benches, some picnic tables.
I just think it'd be a great Eagle Scout project.
Yeah. I will bet you would have trouble finding an Eagle Scout that would want to take that on.
Yeah, you probably need to find like 5.
That's a
Yeah.
team of scouts.
That's more
That's
like
a troop.
A
project.
troop.
Yeah, if we want to
Well-
adopt it, have our local troop adopt it,
I was just wondering if we
I'd
could
put their
meet
troop number on
with
the sign.
the troop out of Weddington. That's where all these Eagle Scouts are coming from, Weddington Methodist.
Yeah.
Just get up with the troop leader and say, hey.
I would tell
we have-
Mr. Ridgway, to set you up with the troop leader.
I may do that and just see if, say, hey, we've got this.
They need
Pocket
service
park.
hours. They need
Yeah,
projects that
make
can be their
it-
baby.
Make
to
it their
maintain.
baby.
I mean, I'm good
They
with
could put
that.
up a plaque that,
But we need to keep moving forward with
Our
stuff, like
maintenance
getting
side.
it cleaned up,
Cleaned up.
and I mean, again, I think it has to be the crushed concrete for whatever
Well, let me
walkway
get up
we
with
have in
Christina
there.
because I don't want to
Step on our feet.
step on her toes at all and see what she says.
Okay, that sounds great.
All right. Shoot. All right. Can we get Hunter in here because there's a whole bunch of stuff on here for him.
Lordy.
Have we fixed the pitch of the ditch since it's been raining? Dan, have you noticed the ditch? If it's
been
been
working
good?
great.
He might be.
Is he gone?
It's been,
Oh.
it's been,
Hunter.
I think our internet just went down.
I can answer the question. It's been working great.
Really? Okay.
If our internet went.
Then. Okay. Hunter, where are we with looking into trail parking at swim club and storage facility?
I got the contact for the guy for MS. He actually contacted me about the liquor store sign, so I can give him a call.
Okay, perfect. Okay, and then what about using Amber Meadows sidewalk for trail map? I guess we're not really gonna need that since we're extending Tullamore Phase 3.
Sorry.
Look into using Amber Meadows sidewalk for trail map.
Well, the sidewalk's public.
No,
I know,
it's
but they
theirs.
wanna
It's
put it-
theirs. We don't have a maintenance agreement with them, I'm pretty sure.
But isn't it within the public right of way?
I think they're the ones that maintain it. So we don't have Marvin Creek sidewalks on our map, for example, because they build and maintain those.
There's
It was sidewalks or
Sidewalk,
trails.
is
The
there-
sidewalk is different.
We're
Yeah,
we're specifically talking about sidewalks.
I'm talking about the sidewalk.
For Amber
Christina's
Meadows?
calling me.
They're not really necessary.
Hey.
Well, it's on here, so if we don't want it on here, let's get it off of here.
Yeah.
Because we wanted to put it on the,
Unless they're considering the Tom Short to be
No.
theirs, it won't be needed.
right, that's what I just said, if
Yeah.
we're doing it. Okay, so
So just take that off.
take that one off. I would take off the pitch of the ditch, because if it's working, then I say we've completed it, and,
So
We were talking about the Greenway ditch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else can we take off?
Take it off and hope
well,
it
give me a
doesn't come
minute.
back up.
Correct.
How's the washout at the
He's
cottage
back.
garden?
That got addressed, I think.
No, some of it will potentially be addressed with a maintenance quote that I'm about to take to council next week. That will address a lot of drainage and washout issues at the park, but that one specifically, we'll have to see if it continues to be an issue, or if, I know Christina recently did some work out there.
Okay.
So we could just leave it as pending.
Yeah, just in progress, that's good. All right, Austin, trails and roundabout crossings is literally the same thing.
Where?
Trails 9/7/21 and roundabout crossings 1/4/22. Those are literally the same thing.
Okay, we'll take one off.
I would just leave it as Christina.
What's the item?
It's I talked to NCDOT about the crosswalks and the roundabout design.
Okay.
I think you can take off the review the sign ordinance and recommend changes to allow for visible trailhead markers, because Hunter basically just told us today that we were good to go.
We're good to go.
So I would complete that one. And then I would not complete all marketing day material by 1/25 because that is not done. So, and that should be Marvin Day, not Marvin Day.
Sorry, typo.
And I would change that I would change that date to 2/22 when we have our joint meeting. That's it.
Sure you don't want to take off anymore?
Yep, positive. But thanks.
All right.
Can we access that list on our iPads?
Yeah.
I put it in every packet.
It's
It's
in,
in the packet.
It's in the
I put it in
packet.
every packet.
Board member comments?
Don't have anything.
All right, neither do I.
Dan's not on here.
Do I hear a motion on the table to adjourn the Village of Marvin's Park Recreation Greenway Board meeting here on February 1st at 10:51 a.m.?
So moved.
Second. All in favor say aye.
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 Good job. Did you
Everyone
guys-
have a good week.
You
Did you
too.
guys get updates? Email